So welcome back to our channel. We don't announce this often. We're Dad's Book Reviews. I'm Kevin,
I'm Don.
and this is my dad, and he reads a lot of books, and we thought we'd share the ones he likes the most with you. So we've done it for a year now.
This will be the start of the second year.
Yeah, we're up to about 450 subscribers, so it's an interesting project. So one thing I have done for my dad is I've written a website for him to help him keep track of all the books he reads, so that mostly so I can find some books in there that I want to read. We thought we'd open up to you this website. It should be dadsbookreviews.com. It has the books we've so far reviewed on there, and we'll continue adding to it as we add more reviews. If you want to, take a look. Let us know what you think. Let us know if we should be changing anything. Hopefully it works well.
Yes, it's been very useful for me. It took me years until he did this, I would continually buy another book and find out I'd already read it.
And then he was keeping track of it in a Google spreadsheet at one point, and was like, I can't find anything in here. So I work as a software developer and thought I would help out. All right, well, how many books
We
this
got
month?
4 books this month.
Okay, book 4.
Book 4. This is an old series, one that I really enjoyed, a blast from the past
Okay.
that I just re-listened to. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline.
I think I originally suggested this one to
You
you.
recommended this one to me, and I read it, and it was fantastic.
And it has far more language than I normally like.
Right. It's got language in it. Series type is science fiction, dystopia, fantasy. There are 2 books in the series, and it's finished. First book is 480 pages long. The year is 2044, and Earth is an ugly place. All of the people have gathered into the cities. It's lawless outside the cities. It's lawless inside the cities. When the people came, they came with their vehicles. They ran out of gas. There's no fuel left. And all these people are gathered in the cities. So they make trailer parks, high-rise trailer parks, where they put trailers on scaffolding and stack them 20 high. And he lives on the 22nd trailer on his stack, which happens to be the highest one in the trailer park. And there are just oodles of stacks in this giant trailer park. The cars are no longer worth anything because there's no fuel for them. So to get rid of them, they stacked them into piles. It's a trash heap. It's dystopic. Society has gone downhill to where there's not a lot of enjoyment in life. Wade Watts was raised on the internet, on Oasis. That's a vehicle where all of the business and all of the socializing and all of the school and all of the government happens on this Oasis platform. You go to school, you put on a visor and you jack yourself into the Oasis and you go to school. When you want to talk to your friends, you do the same thing, only you go into a chat room that your friend has provided. He doesn't have any friends in the real world. He lives with his aunt in this trailer, has a very tenuous relationship there. She steals his stuff and says it's for rent. She's allowing him to be there because she gets his food vouchers. That's the only reason he's welcome in his aunt's trailer. And so he spent his whole life on the Oasis. He's now in high school in the last year, just getting ready to graduate. When the creator of the Oasis, his name was Halliday. When Halliday died, he came on with a video clip telling everyone in the world that on the Oasis there is an Easter egg somewhere. And if you can find it, my entire fortune of billions and billions of dollars and the ownership of the Oasis is yours. And it set off a storm of people that were looking for clues to get the first key in this race to become Halliday's successor, owner of the biggest money-making thing in the world. In order to do it, you have to learn about Halliday, because the key is something to do with Halliday's life and his likes and his dislikes of movies and books and games and magazines and pop culture of the past. Wade has spent his life learning everything he can about Halliday and all of the computer games he liked, all of the books he liked, all of his music that he liked. He's memorized it. He knows everything that Halliday does. He's what they call a gunter. And the gunters gather together, and this started 5 years earlier, but no one's found a clue for 5 years. All of a sudden, Wade, he's poor. He has no money. He can't get off world to one of the other worlds where this might be. So the only world he can get to is where his school is. And he has something click with finally in his mind as he's listening to something on the Oasis. Well, maybe it's on my world. And he starts doing searches and finally finds where this first clue is. And he gets there and finds the first key. And hallelujah, I'm on my way. And there's a big scoreboard that goes up all over the earth saying, Wade Watts, #1, 10,000 points. So the whole world knows that Wade Watts, well, actually, his name is Parsival in the game. So everyone knows that Parsival has finally found the first key. And now every person that is trying to get to that inheritance is after him, including some very large, well-funded corporations that are set up with thousands of people that have been playing this game for 5 years trying to figure out where this is. They're after him too. Not in just in the game, but in real life. And so he has to figure this out if he's even going to stay alive. And his life turns upside down as he finally finds this clue. It was an excellent book, and it just kept you entertained the entire time.
Excellent the second time, too.
Excellent.
Actually, I think that was probably the third time.
I think this is the third or fourth time I've listened to it. It's just one of those that you can keep going back to. I give it a 10.
It is fun to go back because it has a bunch of retro things. If you're from that era, it's a lot of fun to go relive some of that.
You come through the computer world from the very first little games where you played Pong all the way up through the games that they're getting now. There's just light violence. There's a lot of anxiety and intensity in it, but there's not a lot of violence in it other than computer game violence. One or more characters tend to use hard language in it. I gave it a D. There is sexual tension, mostly because of teenage trash talking. There's nothing explicit. I rated it for teens.
Seems like Kyle said that there was some stuff where he talked about masturbation and
yes, a very open discussion of it.
So there you go. Maybe
a little embarrassing when I listen to it with my kids and grandkids
on a road trip.
On a road trip.
Oops. So maybe mature.
Yes. Maybe. Well, not really.
Okay.
It's not that bad.
It's bordering.
It's
PG-13.
That's right.
Or maybe not in this world. Maybe not PG-13, but
anyway, I recommend it. It was a good, fun book to listen to.
Okay. I might have to go revisit it again. I don't think I could listen to it, but I'd like to read it again. All right. Well, that was 4 books. I've read at least one of those since it was in the past. Hopefully you find something you want to listen to. Let us know. Visit the website, dadsbookreviews.com, and let us, if it's not working well, let me know so I can fix whatever needs to be fixed. So,
thank you for listening.